and Gilbert Olanya, we are very clear. If the Balalos don't leave Acholi, President Museveni will not get votes. And we are just waiting. You keep mixing your words here. You are just helping us. We are going to descend into action, mobilize people, and probably even join Bobi wine, so that the North can catch fire immediately. So those of you who are in NRM, if you want to fail your president, you mix words on issues of Balalo. So for now, we have seen ceasefire, we are not aligned. And we are very happy that government is listening and calling to side consultative meetings. Because if my politics can solve the problems of my people, that is the purpose of politics. So our problem is that we have been invaded by these people. We are not invading their areas, but they are invading our areas. So that is why the president seems to be listening, and the president has decided that if Balalos don't leave, he will lose votes, and he will lose. So those things of your fence, of construction of fence, of raising the wires will not work. We just want them to leave. Full stop. And Minister, tell the president we are very happy. He has sent you here. He may get what's here if this issue of Balalo is handled well. But if it is not handled well, we are going to stand on the platform and we shall use that as a campaign method. But if you handle it well, you make us our lives very difficult as members of the opposition, because what are we going to tell you? What? They have come up the road to keep Guru what? We are running out of excuses. So don't give us, don't give us excuses. That is one. Two, still on Balalo, Honorable Minister. We need to distinguish. I raised this in the meeting with General Saleh in the presence of Honorable Gilbert Olanya. We need to distinguish land ownership and the issue of cattle. We are hurrying, we are not thinking. Because some of these people claim legitimately that they came and bought land and they have agreements. Forget about cows. Even if the cows leave, the issue will still debate on who owns the land. The cows can leave even tomorrow. Are we going to have another meeting on land ownership? Now this needs careful thinking. For us, we say customary land is not for sale. A family cannot sell customary land. You need to call the whole clan of 5,000 people to agree that we are going to rent land or sell land. So those sales, we persuaded government that it is void abolition. It is invalid because you cannot pay wrong in Mwankwaro. Chairman Lakwani tried to talk about Article 237. But the same constitution, under the Land Act, Honorable Minister, under Section 3 of the Land Act, it says, it defines customary land, that it is land held according to the customs of the people living in those areas. So our custom is that you cannot sell land. So we were almost entering an agreement with government that those who put their money, the issue was not resolved, that those who put their money, we can change their late sale into rental period, and we give them time for their cattle to eat grass for a few months, a few years, and they leave. Because someone cannot just spend 80 billion like this and then tomorrow tell them you go. I don't think it should happen anywhere in this republic. So that debate we can engage and then consider at a higher level that now there is no sale. We can now talk of rental period. So this debate should continue and it should be resolved. If these people are still here the way they are here, you will not get votes. But they are using army uniforms. And I'm happy the 5th Division Commander arrested them. They have army jerseys they have bought from the market. So when they are moving with cows, they behave like that. They are soldiers. So that is also another bad behavior which they are adopting. Now, Honorable Minister, on the issue of charcoal, I first of all want to thank the DPC of Kasuku. I really want to thank you heartily. When we started this charcoal campaign, I was still thinking like a European, now I'm thinking like an African. We started activism, we started deflating tires, we started beating up people in the bush, we mobilized local militias. I was even at one point wanted by the police everywhere in Uganda. One of them tipped me that we had a meeting. They said they should arrest you from anywhere. So you be aware, and I disappeared. And they never got me. And when the Chapel campaign, they disappeared. But along the way, the Chief Justice helped me in the battle of Nalukoola and said there's a presidential directive. How can you arrest Honorable Tom? And that is how I got back my freedom. But the problem we have now, Honorable Minister, the URA seals are being given by the URA officials in Uganda Revenue Authority. This charcoal is not coming from Sudan. There are URA officers with seals in the bag. They just go to Lamore and then they put the seal to show that he has crossed the border. So now that's the best business now. Put a seal, even a police officer, a regional police officer will not open that seal because it is regulated by another law. So those seals are fake. Those charcoals are from within the country, but they use the URA seals. Actually, if you want the seals, I can even make you 50 today. They buy them at 300,000. It is cheaper than bribing the police at the checkpoint and bribing the UPDF because they cannot open the seals. And lastly, SIC. General Sade directed me to Minister Nakiyemba, the Minister of Energy. We seem to be thinking like Kotea Pata, like this people play card in the market. The whole country will behave like that. Because no one is focusing on alternative sources of energy. We are stopping charcoal and we are not thinking on what the people in Kampala will use for cooking. For example, prostitution is illegal, but it is going on. People even line up near Parliament. The women line up, even in front of police stations. Yeah, prostitution. But it's illegal. So, Honorable Minister, there is a fund which was given by the European Union just last week, $45 million for environmental campaigns. And Minister Nakiyemba also told me the UN had given about $7 million for clean energy in Uganda. And she told me to form an organization that can be compatible and get those funds. And then we start implementing issues of alternative gas energy. But I'm a politician, I'm not an environmentalist, I'm not a specialist in planting trees. So if someone is here, there is funds readily available that the government is now thinking of giving gas. They actually removed 8 billion and started giving gas cylinders in Kampala. That if you have an LC1 letter, they give you one to show that you can pay for the subsequent months. They'll give you a gas cylinder for free. But unfortunately, the way we do business is that within 1 week, the gas cylinder was distributed, and today no one is buying gas, and people are continuing to buy charcoal. So, Honorable Minister, you need a high-level meeting in that area. And as I said, the presidential directive has only helped senior UPDF officers to do charcoal business. It has removed it from the hands of the police to the hands of the UPDF. So in all these roadblocks, the charcoals of the army commanders pass every single day. I tweeted and tagged the president. So now that there is some money like 2 billion, you give us some small money with these environmentalists and we deal with this charcoal. Just give us a letter to show that the police will not disturb us. And we mobilize these environmentalists. They are already waiting. And we used to give them 10,000 shillings per day. So we are going to descend in those villages. We know where they are. I've only stopped them because I've taken them to a teaching job. And it will look weird if a teacher of law is again stopping loads of charcoal. It is not good for my students to see that kind of thing. But the people are there, the activists are there. Honorable Minister, I can bring all of them to your office. We can even brand them in your NRM t-shirt because what we need is results. We need this charcoal thing to stop. We can even brand them in President Museveni's t-shirt. And they descend to those villages to arrest those people and surrender them to the nearest police station. Otherwise, thank you so much for inviting me. I really wish you well, Honorable Minister, and congratulations for the President appointing you. For us, we are now still here. And as I told you last week, this will be the last government I'm opposing. After this, even if the government is for 1 week, I will try to join for the rest of my life. I'm getting tired now.